2026 is about to be an absolutely crazy year. Mark my words. There are so many business models out there. Everything from drop shipping to AI agencies to crypto to all these other business models, right? SMMA. But this business model right here, I believe is going to be the best one that you can get into. Because the truth is, all those other business models you've probably already heard of, your clients have already been pitched 10 millions of times. But this one, when's the last time you heard about a freaking talking website? Right? Probably never. And that's the beauty of this business. And here is the premise of what I am going to explain. Most websites, if they get 100 views on that website, about 97 of those website visitors end up leaving, which means that only 2 to 3% actually convert into a lead or into a booked appointment. So the rest of them just leave without doing anything. And what we're going to do is help these business owners save a little bit of that traffic, whether they're spending money or they're not spending any money, but they're getting some organic traffic, or if they're getting no traffic at all, I'll still show you ways on how you can help them. Whether someone already has a website or they don't have a website, right? If you're a web designer, you probably are reaching out to people or trying to find people that don't already have websites. So I'm going to show you how to work specifically with business owners who are charging thousands of dollars for their services. So not barbershops, not hair salons where it's low ticket, but more expensive niches and more expensive industries. And the best part is most of this world still doesn't know that these talking websites even exist. I mean, look, less than 1 year ago, I launched a course right here on YouTube, completely for free, and I started a brand new AI agency. And by the way, that model still works. We are still making money. And in less than 1 year, I was able to go from zero to over $56,000 per month. Now, let me give you some perspective. Doctors literally spend most of their 20s in school. They go multi six figures in debt to be able to make what, $20,000, $30,000 per month. And I'm not knocking that. That's still a lot of freaking money. And doctors are very well respected. Hey, I want doctors to exist. However, this feels like a cheat code because we don't have to do any of that. And doctors, remember, it's still a job, so they still have to keep showing up. But if you build the business from your laptop the right way, you can travel, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. You can hire employees in place so you can work way less hours. I promise you, I make in a couple months what doctors make in a year. And I work way less than doctors. In fact, my mom used to work in a hospital and she would tell me these horror stories of these doctors coming in at 4 a.m. because there's some big emergency. So we are blessed to be living in this time. So let me share my screen and show you what I have outlined for you here today. This is the talking website structure. We're going to go into the value of what we are providing these businesses and why they are going to want to pay us. What problem are we solving for? I'll go over some common niches that I think are really good. I'm going to show you exactly how it all works. I'm going to answer the question of why don't just clients build this themselves? I'll go over 12 components of a $10,000 website. So again, just because you can install these talking websites, again, to someone's existing site, or if they have no website, you can build them a new one. And hey, you can charge thousands and thousands of dollars upfront as well. I used to do this. I used to be a web designer. So I'm going to show you what those websites actually need if you want to charge heavy, high ticket prices upfront. I'm going to show you how to set this up step by step. And I'm going to actually share my screen like this, and I'll go through the entire setup, like click by click. I'm going to show you how you can know your value. And I'm going to explain to you why business owners actually are happy to pay this fee, why they're happy to keep paying you every single month. So you're making monthly recurring income, even though you have to set it up one time. Now, a big hint here is obviously we are leveraging AI to do a lot of that work. I'll give you the copy paste messages that you can use to start getting clients, messages you can start sending today. And then I'll show you the math behind a $10,000 per month recurring business. Now, I don't mean a one-off business. If you're just a web designer and you get 2 clients, cool, you charge $5,000 per website, you're at $10,000. But it's just for that 1 month, because the next month, guess what? You have to go out and find new clients. So what I'm talking about is $10,000 per month, even if you don't sign any new clients that month. Maybe you want to go to Thailand or Bali or, I don't know, Africa, whatever country you want to visit to. If you want to work less that month, hey, that's fine. Your business is still making money. So let's go ahead and dive in here. So this is your client, right? This is your client's website. Most websites have way too much information. They have a low conversion rate. There's no real engagement or interaction between that website and the person that clicked on that website, right? The end user, the visitor of that website. There's a lot of design and credibility issues, right? A lot of them don't even post freaking Google reviews. Like maybe they have it under the About Us or under like a separate testimonials tab, but it's extremely hard to find. And then on top of that, after someone submits a contact form or reaches out to them and calls them, they don't have any sort of follow-up process, right? What happens when someone calls your client at 11 p.m. at night because they were just busy all day? Well, your client probably doesn't answer. If they fill out a contact form, how long does it take your client to actually respond to that person? And most times, these people just leave. They just call someone else. This is a big reason for all of that. So for the business owner, they experience a lot of frustration. I'm paying for traffic, but hey, I'm getting nothing, right? They get confused. Why isn't my website working? Why isn't my website actually getting me customers? These are all things that they wonder. And I see this all the time when I talk to clients. They just don't believe in websites. It's insane. They don't realize it's the engine behind the website. They don't realize it's because of the conversion that they have on their existing website. It's not just about how pretty it looks, which is why I gave you the commandments that we're going to be covering later. Now, for the customer, the visitor of that website, what's the problem? Well, they get impatient. I can't find answers fast enough, right? Imagine they have a question. They're reaching out to a concrete contractor, a roofer, and they have something very specific. Maybe they have a fireplace set up in their backyard, right? And they're reaching out to a landscaper and they want to get some landscaping work done, but they don't know if they work around fireplaces, right? They don't have that detail. They have to sit there for many minutes and just try to go through each individual page and try to find an answer to that one question. This is a bad user experience. Why is this so hard to navigate? Or if they don't have reviews, this looks sketchy, right? Uncertainty. Is this business even legit? You will not believe how many freaking businesses just don't have a photo of the owner on their website. Imagine that. They charge thousands and thousands of dollars, right? Concrete company, landscaper, roofer, and you don't even know who you're doing business with. Are you going to call that company, or are you going to call someone that's more transparent? They have pictures of their trucks on the road. They have pictures of the owner, of the team. They actually know who to expect in their home, and they look professional on top of that. Then they get decision fatigue. Too many choices, too much to read. So this is the main problem that we are solving for. And the best part is you can set up this entire talking website feature for just a few minutes. And if they already have a website, you can take a piece of code, copy and paste it, and just install it on that site. It's much easier than even doing website hosting. Trust me, I've gotten a lot of website hosting clients. I've built a lot of websites for local businesses, and I've racked up my website hosting fees. But this is even easier than that. And it's a much easier sell because it's brand new. So let's look at some common niches here. So we got chiropractors, we got car dealerships, roofers, right? Surgeons, real estate agents, dentists, wedding planners, pest control, chiropractors, lawyers, med spas, plumbers. I would also add anyone in the service-based space, chimney repair companies, fence contractors, concrete companies. All these companies that just don't get that much attention because these businesses are unsexy, but someone has to do it. These are great industries to go after because these guys, believe it or not, make a lot of freaking money. Okay. And I'm going to show you some proof on that later. I went to Google and I found some good info, and I have some screenshots in here for you. So how does this work? Like what is a talking website? So this is a sample website. And what you're going to do is link up a chat widget on their entire website that looks like this. It's going to say, hey, have a question, talk with us here, right? Chat with us here. Boom. Once they click that, it pops up this little icon, and all they have to do is click call us right here. And it opens up a live voice conversation with an AI agent right in their browser. Okay. They don't need their phone. They don't need to call anyone. They don't need to download any sort of app, but it literally transforms their website into a talking agent. And they don't have to call anyone. They do it right here. And that's the other best part is if any of you have purchased phone numbers for clients and all this, you probably know what A2P is. This also gets around that completely because now they're talking right on their website. And now the customer doesn't have to search the entire website for an answer to a question. They can get instant responses, book appointments right through that chat widget. It will literally not only answer questions, but it has a sales conversation with that website viewer. And this is crucial. This is crucial because now it can also link to your client's calendar and then book them that appointment. So even if your client doesn't want to pay expensive fees on a brand new website, you can install this on any site. I don't know about you, but I don't really use Google nearly as much as I used to. If I have a question to something, I just ask ChatGPT. Why? Because it's faster. It gives me a direct freaking response. ChatGPT can go in, it gets the data from the sources, it extracts what's relevant to me, and then just gives me that info. So I use ChatGPT for pretty much everything. It's replaced Google in a lot of regards. And I know Google has like their own AI, deep dive thing that they show below the search bar, but still, I'm using ChatGPT way more than ever before. So let's compare traditional site versus a talking site. So a traditional site, website visitor arrives, right? They scrolls looking for information. They can't find answers. They try to call. Maybe the client picks up or maybe not. They get frustrated. Then they leave the website. Maybe they leave a voicemail, right? If it's after hours, it's 9 p.m. The client's probably not working. They don't have a call answering service. They have to leave a voicemail. And then the next day, when they finally get around to it, they call them. But guess what? That client already moved on. You didn't answer. So they lost the lead. A talking site, website visitor arrives, looks at the site. If they want to see a specific page, hey, they still can, but they can click the voice button, ask their question, get an instant answer, ask follow-up questions. Okay, great, but my sidewalk has grass growing in between the cracks. Is that something you can help with, Mr. Business Owner? Boom, now they get an answer and it books the appointment. So the client is booked. So the chances of them going to a competitor is way less likely. This is an example of a sample website that we like to build for clients. And as you can see, it's a pretty nice looking website. We have that widget installed right here. All you have to do is click it and then you just click call us here. And then you can start that full conversation. By the way, this is a website template as well that I give away. And I would even put the client's photo right here instead of this guy, right? Our team, boom, you can put that in right there. We have some testimonials. And then, what's funny is this is actually an AI video. So we use Sora to generate these AI videos. And at least on the homepage, we just embed this. And if you notice, look at where he's standing. This is the same place as this photo right here. So now this is super relevant to the client. And then we have a bunch more content right here. That's more so for SEO. So most people aren't going to sit there and read about 8% of global CO2 emissions and all that. But we'll dive deeper into the website in a bit. So why don't clients actually build a talking website themselves? If it's so easy and it only takes a few minutes, why don't they just freaking do it? Well, they don't know the importance. They don't know how to do it. Their current web designer also doesn't know that this exists. And the average business owner just has so much going on. They don't think about what is broken in their process. They just want someone to freaking do it for them. This is the same reason why you don't fix your own leaky faucet when you could learn how to do it for free on YouTube. Now, it might be reasons for a leaky faucet. It could be, oh, you got to plug this hole, or like this isn't screwed on tight enough. And it's the same reason why you get work done on your car, right? Why don't you go and change your own oil? Most likely, you just don't know how to do it. At least that's true for me. Why don't you go in and change your own tires or look and analyze your own car and try to fix it? You can find all those videos for free on YouTube. Now, obviously, you'll have to sit on YouTube for quite a while to pinpoint that exact problem. You'll have to watch a bunch of videos. So it takes time. And you are saving time right now in your life to do things that you don't want to do. And for a business, this is even more important because these are money making activities, right? That is why they're happy to pay. So let's go over the 12 components of a $10,000 website. Now, look, I'm not going to go super far in depth into this because this isn't about like, hey, how to build the best possible website. So let's just dive into these. Clear value proposition above the fold. Okay. You want a headline that immediately explains what the business does. Subheadline states the main benefit, and visitors should understand exactly what it is that they're looking for in the first 3 seconds. It's just true. They should see all the information they need in the first 3 seconds. Phone number, email, address. And even if your client, right, like a contractor, let's say that goes to somebody's home, let's say it's a plumber, they go to their home and they have to perform that service. So why do they even have to list their address? The answer is because it builds trust. When someone sees that they are local, right, they're 15 minutes away driving, 25 minutes away, 35 minutes away, it builds trust and it makes them feel more personable. Number 2, multiple contact methods, easy access. So phone number at the top, email address, contact form. That's also simple. I've seen some terrible websites with like 10 freaking questions. What's your address? What exactly are you looking for? Tell us what's the square footage of your property. The business owners don't know this. They don't know this. And they're just turned off by those massive, massive forms. Social media links, also a good indicator, and then physical address. Next, we have strong call to actions, right? Get a free quote, book free estimate. Don't write just contact us today. Like that's not incentivizing at all. You want to make the call to action in bright contrasting colors as well. So it's easy to find, easy to click, because some of these people that visit the websites, and this isn't talked about enough, are older. If someone's, especially in this industry, right? Someone needs a plumber and they own their own home, they're probably older, or your landlord, right? The person that owns that property and they have tenants. The tenants reach out to that person that owns that house, who's probably a little bit older. Maybe they don't even have their glasses next to them. You got to make it very, very easy for them to find exactly what it is that you want them to do. High quality visuals, professional photos of actual work. Before and after photos also work super, super well. We have team photos. This builds trust. And the best part about all this is you no longer need a freaking photographer. Like most smartphones do a great job in taking photos. So your clients all have smartphones, probably. I'm assuming they're not using flip phones. So just have them take some freaking photos, right? Trucks, equipment, office, video testimonials are great too. They can ask their clients, hey, can you leave me a testimonial? Now, if there's no photos yet, you can use AI to get you some nice pics before you get the real ones. This is an example right here. This is an AI bot that I created internally. This is the AI training bot. I will show you. There's no bot to do photos. It's very easy. You can just go into ChatGPT and just say, hey, these are the business details. Create a photo that I can use on the homepage and add workers to it. If you just say that, it will give you a good photo. And just to show you that this does work, these photos were AI generated. Okay. Now, obviously, look, it's much better to just have actual photos that your clients have completed, but it's good enough. Social proof. Google reviews are embedded and visible on the homepage. Okay, case studies, project highlights, as featured in real-time reviews that automatically update as well. So this is killer. If every time they get a new Google review, it automatically populates on their website, this is amazing, and clients love that. Like you want your website visitors on your client's behalf to see that they have 100 reviews. 200 reviews. I've seen so many websites where they have hundreds of reviews. It took them many, many years to get those, and they just feature like 4 on their website. Okay, trust signals. Years in business, number of projects completed, certifications, any insurance information, any kind of guarantee or warranty information. Leave it here. Leave it on that website. Clients don't really care that much, but just at a quick glance, okay, 15 years in business. Okay, boom, certified here, certified there. It just builds trust. Now let's talk about SEO. So for SEO, you want to have individual pages for each service that's actually offered, like concrete driveways, patios, whatever. Then we have location pages. And here's an example of what that looks like. So if you look at the services, right, we have all their services right here. So we have a concrete contractor, then we have concrete company. What is the difference between both of those? Honestly, not really much. Like, not much at all. But we have those because people Google concrete contractor or concrete company. They Google both. So we want to have both of those pages in there. So it appears at the top of the search results. Driveway paving, paving services, right? Concrete services. So we want to have all these in here. Here's what I mean about location pages. So our client, let's say they service Las Vegas. These are all the areas in Las Vegas, okay? And we just build a separate page. And by the way, each of these pages need unique content on there. Now, of course, we just use AI to generate all the content for us, but it still ranks. It still does well. And you just generate this content and just write about concrete services in Las Vegas, then write about concrete services in Summerlin and just make it different. It says roughly the same thing, but you want that content in there. Next, we have the About Us page, right? Owner story. Don't just talk about like, hey, we started in 2003 or 2005. Like, explain why you started that business in 2005. And you're going to tell this to the business owner. And this is what builds a real connection and it builds trust. Boom, mobile responsive design. That one's obvious. Most people just look at all this stuff on their cell phones. Cool. FAQ section. So this actually helps rank inside of ChatGPT. Answer questions like, do you offer free estimates? What areas do you serve? Right? How long does a project take? Do you offer financing? All of that. Booking and scheduling. So most people just have a contact form. They just click like get a free quote and it's like name, email, and phone. What we do is we redirect that contact form to a calendar. And then on that calendar, that person can actually book in a time. Now, most of our clients, we don't actually book like in-home visits, as you know, plumbers and all that stuff. They need to go to their home. We just book them phone calls. And this is still powerful because now that person is expecting a phone call at that time. Let's say it's tomorrow at 9 a.m. The business owner knows they have to call them. And the person that is interested in their services is expecting a phone call at that time. Now, as a bonus, you can make AI videos like I showed you. Make at least one Sora video for your client and put that on the homepage, and then exit intent pop-up. So this one is also, let me refresh this site so you can see what that looks like. So watch, as soon as my mouse goes out of the window, boom, it pops up a form. Get a free quote, free instant quote, plus special bonus coupon. Boom. Now submit my info. So that's a quick bonus there for you as well. So guys, is this making sense so far? Put a 1 in the chat if this is making sense. Let me make sure that you can hear me and all this is making sense so far. Put a 1 in the chat if you're watching this live. All right, nice. I'm starting to see some 1s in here. Beautiful. Love it. All right, let's dive back in. Cool. So let's actually dive into the setup. So how does this actually work? Website builders. Whatever you do to build this website, honestly, doesn't really matter. Like whether it's Weebly, WordPress, Wix, Webflow, it doesn't matter. Maybe it's custom coded, doesn't matter. Now, there are some that are easier than others, depending on how much of a web designer you are, or maybe you just want to make money online. You don't care about being a web designer. That's fine too. That works. So this is still good to know because maybe their website is built in WordPress or Weebly. So it integrates with everything. Email sending. So MailChimp is a good one for email sending. So for example, if someone fills out a contact form on this, you want to use the software. And again, these are like more free tools. If they fill out a contact form, you want to automatically send them an email. And you can do that via MailChimp. Now, I really use one tool for everything to build a website, right? Build a talking website widget like I showed you right here, down here. It's all in one tool. This saves you a lot of money. We even collect all of our recurring payments from the clients with this tool. And what this does is it automatically bills them, right? So you don't have to ask them every single month, hey, here's the new invoice. Can you pay it? I actually used to do that. Dude, my first clients, I actually used to collect cash. So they would literally, I would have to drive to their office and then I'd have to like explain what I did over the past month. And then they would give me cash. in an envelope. Now, it was cool. I felt rich because I was holding this money. And it felt really nice though, because I'm like doing this thing on my laptop and I'm basically making money out of thin air. If you think about it, it's a really crazy thing. Like we're just working here in any room with Wi-Fi in the world, and you're just making money out of thin air. It's pretty wild. So, tool I use is called gofreetrial.com. So, if you want to check this out, again, if you use that link right there, you are going to get all of this stuff imported, including this website. So it goes to GoHighLevel. And this is how it looks. Okay. Each client is going to get what's called a sub account right here. So if I click this drop down, it's going to show all my clients. Now, under Launchpad, you can see right here, this is what you would need to do to integrate your client with GoHighLevel. And this is how it looks. Now, if you're just doing talking websites, honestly, the biggest thing you can do is just integrate this Google My Business. And what this will allow you to do is this will give you a reviews widget that you can take, copy and paste into that person's website. So it automatically updates, right? Every time the Google business gets a review, boom, now it shows up on their website. We talked about that earlier. But more importantly, it links up their calendar. It does a bunch of other cool stuff, right? Like show you metrics, how many people looked at your business, how many people clicked on it, all that stuff. But it links up their calendar. So now your website chat widget can actually book appointments. And this is one of the main things. And if they have a different calendar for all that, you can integrate those as well. So the first thing you want to do when you're building this is head over to where it says AI agents, okay? And then what you're going to do is head over to where it says knowledge base right here. And then you're going to hit create knowledge base. Let's call it testing 4. Look at all these testings that I have. Then you're going to hit create. And now you'll see this page right here. This is empty. And what you're going to do is select web crawler if they have an existing website. And what the web crawler will do is ask you for the URL. So you would go in here, select all URLs in this domain, right? And now it will take a look at every single page that's connected to that domain, and it will scan it, and the AI will read it. So you don't need to have a bunch of tech backgrounds. You don't need to know how to AI engineer and prompt and all this stuff. Like you really don't need any of that. I'm going to show you exactly how to prompt it here. And then you just hit extract data. And when you do that, it will read the pages and it will have a great baseline, but you're not done yet. I used to think this was what you needed, but that just wasn't enough for our clients. So if you head over to rich text right here, this is where the secret sauce comes in. So this is the AI bot that I told you about earlier. And this AI bot, all you have to do is just put in the client's details. So this is a sample client that I put in just before this video, before I started filming. And as you can see, I didn't prompt it to do anything. It was already here, right? And now we have 2 main sections. The first one is going to be frequently asked questions right here, FAQ. So we're going to copy that title. We're going to paste it in here. We're going to take all the FAQ that it gave us. And again, the reason we're doing FAQ is because this is a voice conversation. So we want AI to figure out what are the most common questions that people ask and what is a good response geared towards the client, right? That's why we have the client details in there. Next, you select section 2. This is going to be service details and business overview. So you're going to hit add source, rich text again, boom, section 2. And I'll give you a link to the AI bot, guys. So don't worry. Boom, copy, paste. There it is. Hit save. Now, the cool thing about this is AI going to get every little thing right? No. So what you have to do is talk to your client and just review this in front of them. Like on a Zoom call, just say, hey, how do you feel about these answers? What we also do is we just put this in a Google document and then send it to the client. So that way they can edit it right in the Google document. We say, hey, can you review this, edit it, add any information that you want? This is how we're training your AI bot. The more you write, the better it is, by the way. So this is what we tell our clients. And then they update it. But when you give them a template like this, it's much easier. Like if you just ask them, the reason we don't just ask them the FAQ, because we've seen clients just respond with like I don't know, like 6 words. That's just not enough for the client. So if they have something to go off of, they can just add a sentence here, add a sentence here. It's just much, much better, right? Again, this is a sample client. I made up this address and all that. So cool. Now we have that trained. As you can see, it's saved. So from here, we have our knowledge base. Okay, testing 4. Let's remember that. Next, what we're going to do is hit back. Boom, there it is. We are going to click Voice AI. Okay, you can head over to where it says Agent List. If you don't have any, that's fine. Hit Create Agent, create Custom Agent, hit Continue. And now you can name it anything you want. So where it says Sample Client, let's see, what did I put the client's name was? Delta Concrete. So I'm going to put that in here everywhere. Business name, Delta Concrete. There it is. English, yep. Voice. So this is where you can choose how you want your AI bot to sound. And there's over 300 voices that you can pick from. Pick one that sounds natural. Okay, pick one that you like. You can listen to some of these, then you'll probably find some of your favorites. Okay, I do not like that. Actually, can you guys hear the audio that's coming through on this live stream? Let me know. Okay, yeah, that's not going to work. That's way too epic. I like Jessica. That's why it's pre-selected. Save voice. Boom, there it is. Now you're going to hit next. Okay, select knowledge base. So this is what actually trains this AI, right? So we just built this. There it is, testing 4. What we do is collect name and email. Address is going to be optional. I don't really care too much about collecting an address right on that chat widget, right on the website. Some clients want it. You can test it. We've done both, and honestly, both work. So if you're brand new to this, I would say just to keep it simple, do not include address until your client says like, hey, yes, include the address. Boom. Then you're going to hit next. And then from here, you can either buy a phone number. Again, this is inside of GoHighLevel if you want, but if not, that's okay too. You can hit save. Again, you don't need a phone number if you're just doing the website chat, since there's no actual phone call. It's just a voice conversation right here. Then you can just hit save. And what we do is there's actually a in that last part there, it says enable AI agent as a backup to the phone number / number pool. So for example, we do this for all of our clients as well. And essentially what this means is if your client doesn't pick up the phone, again, you have to buy a phone number for this, then it redirects to this AI agent, AI voice agent, right? So this is an additional service. So if someone calls at 1 a.m., this AI will pick up because the client's asleep. That's optional. Now let's actually create the chat widgets. You're going to head over to sites right here, click on chat widget right there, and then you're going to hit new. You can hit voice AI right there. Boom. There it is. Now, as you can see, it's pre-built here. Now, under styles, you're able to select the color. If I was adding it to this website, as you can see, I kind of made it match the colors there. So we can select this one. You can change the icon or add your own icon. We don't mess with these settings too much. Like we don't customize it that much. You can also add the client's photo in here, which is kind of cool. But to be clear, we make it obvious that this is AI. And the website visitors don't really care that much. Okay, so there it is. You can adjust the position. I just keep it bottom right. That seems to work well. Chat widget, boom, title intro. We just keep it as is. The only thing we turn off is the agency branding right there. So by turning this off, it just makes that disappear in the bottom. Also HIPAA, this is for like medical doctors and like sensitive data. I don't have any doctors as clients, so we always turn this off. It's part of our process. Language, English, or wherever you're from. And then we have the voice AI. So we built the one, right? And we named it Delta. So you can select this drop down and then you can choose Delta. Cool. Now you're going to hit save at the top right there. Chat widget saved successfully. And then you can add it to the website. So again, if the website is built inside of GoHighLevel, and I'll show you some of the templates here in a second, it's in the settings. It's very easy to add. But if the website is built somewhere else or the client doesn't want a new website, you would just click Get Code right here. And when you click Get Code, it gives you that code that you can embed. All you have to do is hit copy and then just paste it in the header tag. right? Go to Weebly or Wix or wherever that website is built. If it's built in WordPress, you can also click this button right here where it says get it for WordPress. And as you can see, boom, you just install this on WordPress and then you can just auto add it. So it's very easy. And this is how it looks on different devices. Cool. So now let's head back here. Let me show you some of the website templates that we have. So if you head over to website, you can click on, this is the concrete website that I was just showing you right here. We have the whole thing built here in GHL and the whole thing is done. Again, if you actually use my link that we talked about, Go Free Trial, you will get this all imported for you. So like you won't even have to set this up or build your own websites. You'll have a bunch of templates. Now, let me show you another way to get templates. From templates, you hit continue, just like this. Okay, template library. Let's say you're working with a landscaper. Oh, landscape. There it is. Landscape, lawn maintenance, landscaping. 3 sites that look pretty damn good. And all you would do is you would just hit choose template, and then it automatically imports into your account. If you're working with the roofers, same thing, roof installation. I don't know why power washing is there, but roofing. Boom. All roofing services. Professional, modern roofing, creative roofing. All these website templates are right here for you to import, as you can see. So now you're not building from the ground up, right? You have a baseline you can go after. Now let's preview this one. Let's see how it looks. Okay, no survey. Yeah, it's fine. It's not linked. Boom. Pretty good site. Definitely better than starting from zero. Boom. So if they have a shit website, just import this one, use GPT to generate some content or Claude, and just boom, now they have a brand new website that looks much better. And now, if you did build the website inside here, you can head over into settings. It's right there, chat widget. Boom. I'm not going to change this because we already have ABC Concrete, but you would just select that drop down and then choose that new one that we just created under chat widget. So as you can see, very easy to set up. I'm also talking as I'm doing this, but if I was just sitting here and just setting this up, this will only take a few minutes. So here's why the math works. It's not hard to do, but here's why business owners pay for this. Your client, we want to find clients that make thousands of dollars per sale. Let's say this client makes $4,000 per sale. If one extra potential customer per month could add thousands and thousands of dollars. Like literally our clients, if we get them an extra 2 sales per year, our services are well worth it. They are happy to keep paying us. And what I recommend you charge is $500 per month. Anything AI related. And by the way, we didn't cover even half the features that GoHighLevel does, right? You can set up missed call text back. You can set up automations, what happens after they fill out a contact form. You can set all this stuff up, but let's just talk about talking websites. Because this one thing alone adds so much value, you can charge $500 a month. And why would they be willing to do that? Well, because look, how much does a concrete driveway cost in Las Vegas roughly? Well, this is kind of blurry, not sure why. There it is. As you can see, it told me between $2,000 to $6,000. And then down here, in summary, a basic 2-car concrete driveway in Las Vegas might start around $3,000 to $4,000. It might start at $3,000 to $4,000, but it could easily reach $10,000. So if you just help your client save a couple customers a year, they're happy to keep paying you every single month. And just to show you, it's not the only industry. This is landscaping. Here's the cost breakdown from Forbes. Ranges between $2,000 and $25,000. So average cost, about $9,000. Lowest cost, $2,000. Highest cost, $25,000. Right? So does it make sense to pay you $500 a month? Of course it does. And the best part is, even if people are running advertising, like you can add this on to anything that they're doing, whether they're running Facebook ads or Google ads, or they're doing SEO, you're not replacing anybody. You're an additional service that will help them maximize whatever it is that they're doing. That's why this works so well. So guys, does this make sense so far? Does this make sense? Next, I'm going to show you the copy paste message on how to actually get clients. But first, give me a 1 in the chat if this makes sense. And if you have a question, put in your question in the chat right now so I can see what's being left out here. All right, someone's asking about hosting. So with GoHighLevel, we host all of our websites on there. Like, we don't need an additional hosting platform. Can I sell GHL if I buy from you, or it just I can use for myself? I'm not sure what you mean. If you sign up to GoHighLevel with my link, you get access to GoHighLevel, except instead of 14 days, you get 30 days free trial. So you have more time to actually land a client. And on top of that, you get all my bonuses. You have to join my community. You get to jump on Zoom calls. We literally have daily freaking Zoom calls. I've hired the best students and brought them on as coaches to coach you. Like, people that went from 0 to 10K a month. They were just there. So they can give you sometimes even better advice than me. That's why I brought them on. These are people in the trenches working, and they're saying, hey, yesterday I sent 1,000 freaking emails. This is what worked yesterday. So that's why it works so well. Would you say GHL is both front and back end? Yes, because you can build websites that are all front end, and it manages the whole back end for you as well. What about the leads who fill out a form on the contact page? Yes, exactly. So we didn't cover that because it's not in that scope of a talking website. However, what you could do is anyone that fills out that form, whether it's the contact page or you have the form on the home page or about us page, you can have automation send. And we do this as well. So boom, they get an email right away. As soon as they fill out, boom, they even get a text message. We have automations for all this already pre-built. So you put this system in place one time and it keeps running for the client. Now, of course, if they want changes, you can go in and change it. But how long does that take, right? 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And the best part is the dream way to set up this business is to hire employees to basically do this whole thing for you. So all you do is get clients and then you just don't talk to them again because you have an employee that does customer service. They do client check-in calls, and you have a virtual assistant that also does all the back-end stuff. They set up all the GoHighLevel systems. They're the ones that build this website. They're the ones that build the AI chat widget. You just present it to the client. So that's how you really remove yourself from this business. And it doesn't require too many virtual assistants to properly do that. Someone says, how many hours does it really take to learn, navigate the system? Lots of tabs, features. Yes, there are, which is why I always recommend you focus on one thing first. Get very good at one thing. Don't try to sell freaking 10 million different GHL features. But I think that will make more sense once I actually show you where your outreach message should be. So let's dive in. How do we get clients? Copy paste this message right here. Look, reach out to these businesses. You can text them, call them, email them, send them DMs. You can show up at their office. You can send them flowers. You can do anything you want to do. Hey, I built you a live talking website agent that will talk and book appointments with your potential customers right now on your website, even if you're sleeping or you are off work. Do you want to see it? So I already know what you're thinking. And before you freak out, before you say, dude, I don't want to build 10 million different websites. I don't want to reach out to 100 people and build 100 websites. Don't do that. You can start sending this message today. You don't have to build anything. What we do is we build a sample website like this for your industry, for your niche. This is why I recommend you go after one industry first. And I'm going to show you how you can find them. You go after one industry first, and you just reach out to them. Because now, let's say I reached out to 100 freaking concrete contractors in the US. You can work anywhere. I have people inside of my private school community that's for affiliates only. So people that have used my GoHighLevel sign up link to join, they're all over. They got clients in the UK. I have people that have clients in freaking Africa. So I know this stuff works. I'm in Colombia, right? I travel to Brazil a lot. There are people in my community that have clients in those local areas. And you show them this on a Zoom call and you say, hey, look, this is what I built for you. They say, oh, well, like, this isn't my brand. This isn't like my business. You can say, of course, I built this for your industry. But obviously, once we start working together, you always assume the sale. But once we start working together, I will customize this for you. And if you're brand new, if you're a beginner, offer this for free. Say, hey, John, hey, Bob, I know you're running ads. Why don't we just install this website chat widget for you for 1 week? Completely free. Let's just set it up. Let's see what happens. My fee is free. Any of the minutes that this is used, you'll just be billed for it. It's usually only a couple bucks. And you always want to collect. So this is a big tip for any kind of free trials for any service. Always take their credit card and you need it on file. Because what you do is you auto bill them after the 7 days. If you're a brand new beginner, you're not comfortable with that, that's perfectly fine. But just understand that's how all businesses work. When you get a free trial to Netflix, to Amazon, to some kind of Apple service, it automatically bills you. They don't chase you around. They bill you automatically. But you can do this for free and just see how many conversations this has for them. Because once they get a taste, right? You don't even need crazy sales skills. Once they get a taste of this is called the puppy technique. You know, businesses that sell puppies, rescue dogs, what they do is they let you take the puppy home. If you're unsure, hey, I don't know if I want this puppy. They let you take that puppy home. Why? Because when that puppy runs around your house, when you're watching TV and they sit on your lap, when you see them in your house and you see how they fit into your home, when they cuddle with you in bed, guess what? You're not going to return that puppy. They already feel like they're a part of your home. You feel all warm and fuzzy inside. We're doing the same thing. And car dealerships do the same thing, right? They let you test drive a vehicle before you buy it. So we're doing the same thing here. Let them test drive if you're brand new. We don't do free trials anymore because I've got case studies at this point. I've got experience. And also, when you have better sales skills, you don't need free trials. You can just convince them to pay you upfront $500 before you build anything. And again, if you're building a brand new website, you can charge $5,000. You can charge $10,000 for a brand new site. Obviously, the $10,000 website has to be a much, much more extensive website than this. But nonetheless, install that piece of code and just let them freaking try it. All right. Magic question that prints you money. How much is one client actually worth to you? This is huge. Whenever I ask this question, I already know the answer, right? It's not hard. You just Google their niche. You can even ask ChatGPT. It will tell you how much one client is worth, but just ask that because you want them to say it out loud. A lot of sales is just you positioning your questions. This is called the Socratic method. You position your questions that gets your client, your potential client that you're speaking to on Zoom in a buying mindset. They start to sell themselves. So ask them, how much is one client worth to you? Okay, nice. And how many phone calls do you normally miss per day or per week? Okay, awesome. Well, hey, Mr. Business Owner, if we can even help you convert one of those missed phone calls into an appointment, let's say like once a week, twice a week, a few times a week, would that be worth it to you? Because you just told me one of your clients is worth $5,000 or $4,000. Would that be worth it to you? Obviously, the answer is yes. You know the answer, but you ask it anyways. Now they're being sold. Cool. So how do you get $10,000 a month in recurring revenue? This is what it looks like. All you freaking need is 20 clients. Okay. All you need is 20 clients. It's not that hard. You can get 20 clients in a month. But let's say you're taking your sweet time, you like to go for walks and you don't like working hard. Or maybe you have a job, maybe you're in school and you're just working kind of slow. Well, even if this takes you 6 months, heck, even if it takes you 1 year, would you work hard for 1 year to make $10,000 per month in recurring revenue? Again, this is from clients that you've already set this up for. So the income keeps coming in every single month. Now, it's not to say some clients won't leave. Of course, some will leave. That's fine. Maybe you'll get to 10K a month, and then the next month it's 9K a month, but then you sign on more clients and you're at 12K a month, then you're back at 11K a month. But notice how the ups and downs, they go up, but over time, your trajectory is going up and your business just keeps on growing. So your first $2,000 to $4,000 a month, I would say, should be from organic outreach. You have to figure out how to do sales, man. Like, you have to figure out how to actually sell this organically. That's what I did. I got to about $5,000 to $6,000 per month before I started running ads. And from there, again, this depends on your bills, right? This depends on like how much your lifestyle is worth and what it is that you need. It depends on whether you have kids, whether you're free, whether you have debt or not. But if you're making $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month, or even an extra $2,000 a month, reinvest that into ads. And now you can get people to actually raise their hand and say, yes, yes, I want this right now. Freaking show me. And then all you're doing is just waking up in the morning. You're seeing a bunch of Zoom calls, as many as you want. And then all you have to do is just jump on Zoom, open Zoom, hit start meeting, and just show them the same template. Because again, you're working in one industry. Show them the same template. It's the same conversation over and over. Now customers are coming to you. Now, as a bonus, if you want to turn your $500 a month clients into $2,000 per month clients, well, you need to offer additional services. Now you need to offer marketing services, things like Google ads, meta ads, SEO, because now they're willing to pay you $2,000. Now, we used to charge $2,000 in my agency as well per month. Now we only charge for 3 months all upfront, meaning we charge $6,200 for 3 months. And you have to pay for that. So we have a 3-month minimum, and you have to pay for the whole 3 months right up front. That's the beauty of this. Best part is there are AI tools that can actually build all these ads and even launch the ads for you, right? You can check out my full 7-hour course to see like a more in-depth tutorial on how we do that. But this is the tool that we use. And I ran a test right here recently just to see how well this works. I wanted to see, does this still work in 2026? And the answer is yes. This URL is free. Let me type it in here for you. freeapex.com. All one word. That is the tool. Now, this is how it works, okay? You can see my metrics in here. Average CPA, so basically what's my cost per lead. Now, again, one lead could make a client $4,000. Would a client pay $17 for the opportunity to speak to someone and get a $4,000 client? Would you pay that? I know I would. I would pay this freaking all day, because out of 13 people that came in and $200 spent, you bet your ass I would get at least one freaking client. This is how it works. So look, if you head over to add library, I'll show you this first. Look at the pre-built library. Okay, so here's how this business works. Okay, UpEx is a software. What does a software do? It automatically links up to your GoHighLevel account like this. Okay, let me go back to Launchpad. You can see at the bottom right here, it says Manage FB Ads. I can manage all my clients and run all their ads on Facebook without ever needing to log into Facebook. That's the beauty of this, right? And boom, you click this, and now you'll have this whole library template, no matter where your clients are. Now, the cool thing is you get to see which ads get imported. You get to see which ads are working. So you're not starting from zero. Let's just look at landscaping. And the way this software works, the way this software succeeds is by having good ads. Because imagine if everyone that signed up for this wasn't getting good results on Facebook, what would happen? Well, they would just cancel. And then the software would just constantly lose money, because it costs money to run this, for developers to build this. But if no one's getting results, they're just going out of business. And yet they've been in business for many, many years. That's why I like them over the other like ad launching softwares. So here's how you do it. Imported. You can see how many times each ad was imported. Now that's a decent on what freaking works. You can check out details right here, and it will show you, boom, when it was created, when it was last updated. You can look at the ad content, right? They already have photos in here. Now, of course, if you want to use your client's photos, you can certainly do that. Ad preview. Oh, this is a Google ad. So they do Facebook ads and Google ads. And so you can see, you can launch that right here, and this is how it works. Let me show you a Facebook ad. Meta right there. Imported 400 times. Let's check the details. Boom, there it is. Add content, add preview. Boom, there it is. So all you would do is link up right here under Launchpad. You link up your client's Facebook where it says connect right here. And now you just go down to where it says manage FB ads. And then you hit import to library. If I choose this, it's going to show all my clients. So I can't show you the full step-by-step process. However, this is what it looks like. And then it runs from your client's Facebook page. And what you would do is link up your client's credit card to this and now they spend the money. Boom, whole ad is already done. Headline, everything. As you can see, this works. Lead form, this is what we collect. Full name, phone, email, cool. Works for me. And again, you can alter all these messages. Like once you import this, you could change any of these settings. For targeting, gender all, age range 30 to 65. So we keep our targeting super broad as well. I actually don't really do much targeting. When it comes to local businesses, you don't really need all that. It's pretty simple to run ads for local businesses. So hopefully now you get an idea of what this plan actually looks like. And the best part is, even if you running ads for clients is your main business, like that's what you want to get $2,000 a month clients, offering this talking website service as your foot in the door is going to be killer because it's brand new. No one's heard of this. This is the time to jump in. If you just try leading with the, hey, I'll run your Facebook ads, they've heard people say that. They've heard people say that for the past freaking 5, 6, 7, 8 years. They're tired of that message. It's like going in and trying to sell SEO by cold calling. All of these local businesses have gotten cold calls from unlimited companies telling them, hey, we'll rank you higher on Google. But a talking website, that's a different story. And the easiest money you'll ever make is by taking your existing clients and upselling them, right? They start here at $500 a month. They see the value and you just offer them an additional service. Or they just complain to you, hey, yeah, we're working with this Facebook company and man, you know, they're nice, but like the results aren't amazing. I'm just hoping for something better. Now, guess what? You're that freaking guy or girl. All right. Let's see some comments here. Which high level plan do I need to sign up for? 297 is a good plan to start because you can have unlimited clients. So to be clear on the high level pricing, $200 a month, $300 a month, you get unlimited clients. So your first client already makes you all that money back. And again, it's a free 30-day trial. It's completely risk-free. You can cancel anytime you want. And after that first client, you're making $200 a month profit. And then every other client from that is profit. So if you got 2 clients, you're making $1,000 a month. You still pay that $300 a month. If you have 100 clients, you're still paying $300 a month. To this day, now I'm on the $500 a month plan because there's some additional features that I need. But to this day, with all my clients, I'm still only paying $500 a month. But I didn't start there. I didn't start at 500. I started at 300. Do you have videos on how to white label this service? Use it as your own. Yes, this video. Yeah, another cool thing about high level is you get to put in your logo here at the top. So it looks like your software. So you can actually give your clients logins to this. And under conversations, again, I can't click this because then it'll show all the sensitive data we have, like phone numbers, emails, names, all that. But you click this and your clients on their mobile app, I just realized I wasn't sharing my screen, but your clients can have a mobile app and now they can view all the conversations that the AI has, by the way, the AI chat widget, and they can view that on their phone. So they just see appointments on their calendar. And if they want to check the conversation or listen to it, they can right there in the conversations tab. When do you need the $500 plan? That's going to be up to you. I'll tell you why I have it. If you want to rebill and upcharge, so for example, if your client wants to send text messages or send emails from your high level account, and by the way, you can also upgrade your high level account to mine. Even if you already have high level, you can still join. Again, that link, let me just put it in here. So if you go to laptopceo.com, that will show you everything that you get when you sign up to high level with my link, and then also give you an option to upgrade your account. So You can upgrade it. I mean, for example, if your client sends 10 text messages a day and it costs high level, and again, they're paying this, not you. Let's say it's not this, but let's just say it's like 1 penny. You can charge the client 2 pennies. So now you get that arbitrage. So you're making money every time the client sends text messages. So that $500 a month client could turn into $600 or $700 a month based on their usage, right? Based on how many emails they send, based on how many text messages they send. So you can upgrade after your first couple clients, or you can or you can just not. That's going to be up to you. I like the A/B testing, the A/B funnel testing feature as well. So I upgraded a long time ago. How do you get high ticket clients? So high ticket clients, I mean, same thing. Find a lower ticket offer like this one that's unique, that's different. You have to sound different. You cannot sound like everybody else in 2026. That's why I love this talking website model because not only can everyone be your freaking client, but it works no matter what you're selling. If you're selling SEO, Facebook ads, Google ads, it doesn't matter. If you're just selling SaaS, just high level services, it also works super well. It's just a no brainer. Bro, please us the link. Wow, this guy cannot type. Okay, you want the link to the GPT bot. Let me find this for you. And I'll paste it here in the chat. So GPT bot, again, that creates the AI website trainer. Let me get that for you. Okay, I got it. Let me test it first, make sure it's the right bot. Dude, I have so many of these AI bots that we use in my company. It's been a freaking game changer. I share all of them inside my community. Like if you thought that one was cool, we got way more. We got way more. We have one of my favorite ones is the one where you just paste a screenshot of your client's website or like a demo website or sample website. And then ChatGPT will find where you need content and just give you the content to put in that exact section. I love that one. All right. Got you. It's right here. It's going to be a laptopceo.com/AI website will be a direct link. I'll just put it in the comments to that GPT bot. Watching you go from broke Ukrainian kid to becoming a millionaire is fucking inspiring. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's good, man. It was I know Christmas just passed. I was seeing all my family, and they were also all telling me about how proud they are of me because I retired my mom. Not in 2025, not in 2025, but actually in 2024. But I've been paying her like a monthly salary, basically, for many, many years now. I just fully retired her, and had her quit her job recently. So, boom, check it out. Lock in. I'm recording. Love it, brother. Yeah, honestly, retiring your family is one of the best things you could do. Like, I've spent a lot of money on cool shit and also on dumb shit. You want to know the dumbest spend of money? I'll show you right here. I have it right next to me. This. Dumb spend of money. It's a Rolex box. Yeah. Waste of money, bro. Don't do it. It's cool for like a second, but look at what I wear now. A $10 watch. Not really, it's like 40. But yeah, I've spent a lot of money on random dumb shit, but it's a good thing I make a lot. All right, guys. Hope you found this valuable. I see some more questions here. We've been going, I planned for about an hour. We just went for an hour and 4 minutes. If you guys want to hear more from me, again, link is going to be laptopceo.com. Inside of my community, when we do our coaching calls, and by the way, like if you want help setting all this stuff up, we actually set up all this stuff for you one-on-one. So anyone that signs up to High Level with my link, we just set up your whole account and we just do everything for you so it's done correctly. And then you can just get to finding clients. So you can save that entire freaking learning curve. Someone earlier asked about like, yo, how do you learn high level, blah, blah, blah. A, we have the step-by-step video, but B, we just do it for you. And then we just show you how we did it. But if you want to do more of like a Q&A where you can actually ask me questions, I do Zoom calls. I'm actually doing one later today. And I literally ask people to unmute themselves on Zoom and then they ask me direct questions. It's basically everything I wish I had when I was starting my business. So hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. I'll see you in the next one.